his birthday.
Working at Red Robin for doing that. When do we get to bury him in a thing and jerk off on him, though? I'd say I can take on 3 11-year-olds. And he clicks the button, and he's just this woman cussing him the fuck out. This is the weirdest theory I've ever heard in my entire life. In a lot of ways, Big Boy has never left. He will tell you I'm a bad driver, but there's no evidence for that. I have intuition, and I'm deep. Dude, people fall for absolute monsters on a regular basis.
Hi, welcome to the Two Hippies, One Drunk podcast. I am your host, Scott, this week. We do a little thing where every week we switch up hosting duties. This one is mine, and we have some promotions. So,
do we?
Yeah.
And like,
we do. In fact, we do.
And like, I hope you're listening and stuff.
Yeah, cool. You showed up, bro. Yeah.
You guys remember that movie Die Hard? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's do our podcast now. Just
I refuse. We've always had an open rule for any podcast somebody wants to do. I will leave over a Die Hard podcast.
I've never seen Die Hard, so I could.
We're not doing it.
It's a goddamn dad movie. Anyway, so we have some promotions. Okay. We do this thing where if you want to give us 5 stars on iTunes in a review and send us a screenshot of that, you get put into a drawing to either get two of Tyler's drawings that he's already drawn. He's not making a new one for you. He will give you.
You can pick one of those
of the old ones.
Yeah, I'll give you one of those.
Yeah,
you don't get to.
That's fair.
For free.
Yeah, and he sells his drawings for $30, $40, $50. So
right.
It's a good deal. And then also, and people buy them. He's not just putting that price up there. People do buy them.
I thought he was just selling them to homeless men on the street. I don't know. Like,
some asshole trying to put his
and
pencil.
Selling is like, yeah, I'm getting hand jobs by hobos if I'm selling them art, right? They don't got anything else.
Why would you be? Where are they going to keep the art?
I don't know.
He's
the one who assumed.
I just was thinking
that I've never sold any of my art to any hobos.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah,
seems like he's proud of that.
If you're homeless, don't contact him.
Yeah. Right.
You need a home.
You need a home,
and then you can.
Wow. So Tyler's pretty picky.
So you can get one of my drawings. you screenshot. Let's actually get back to the thing.
Yes, that's fine.
Talking about screenshot, 5 stars and a review on iTunes, or you could get an hour tarot reading from this guy, our host of the week.
Homeless or not, either way, you can hit me up.
Homeless. If you're homeless, you're getting an hour tarot reading. Yeah. Also, if you're homeless and you give us 5 stars, I'll give you I guess that'd be my first art sale to a hobo.
Okay, hobo. Wow, classist of you.
Yeah,
my lord. You know what? In honor of second week in a row, bring up Norm Macdonald, but you meant homeless people. What if he had a joke? What he did one time about
we didn't bring up Norm Macdonald.
I did. I said 2 weeks in a row. I'm bringing him up now. He had a joke about the idea of a homeless person having a dog, and that the dog must be like, wow, this is the longest walk ever. Like he's just like, are we going back somewhere at some point, or we're just walking around, huh? Anyway,
the homeless dogs are the happiest dogs, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
They're dudes with them all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
You have your person with you all the time. You're always getting fed. Because people are fucking like feeling bad for that dog, at least.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Giving them some food or a treat.
Yeah, as long as you don't have worms or something like that, dude, you are like.
Well, I'm sure they get the regular vet visits, so.
All right, so this week I'm very excited. I'm actually extremely excited to be talking to you guys.
So am I.
Me. Great.
I've actually been waiting since last week.
We're all in on it.
No, I've been waiting since last week to hear these Bible stories.
Honestly, me too.
Yeah.
Since the teaser of Jesus turning a child into a tree.
Yeah, and it's been one of those things I have for a long time. I've kind of, I generally, a lot of my time for my podcast, I'll talk about something that I'm interested in. And I fucking love
That's
magic,
good to know.
And I love, yes. And I love magic.
I have a question before we get started. is this just Jesus stuff, or is it like
it was stories that didn't make it into the Bible?
Other stories. I got 3 stories.
All right, cool.
And
they're not all including Jesus.
No.
Okay.
2 of them are.
All right.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, I mean he's in there a lot.
Yeah,
he's in that Bible.
I just gotta say, we said it last week when you were teasing this, but it's like, I don't know why, but until you mentioned it, I had never contemplated what Jesus was like at like 9 and 8. You know, I mean, like you think of the baby.
Considered like the whole oil, like the chick who oiled his feet up. I was like, something weird's happening with the because it was a prostitute, right?
No, but I will.
I mean, I don't know for sure.
Here's the thing. Okay, very briefly, I will do. I'm going to come back to this at some point because there's actually a lot more I want to do. But you're referring to Mary Magdalene.
Yes.
There is the Gospel of Mary. Mary was seems like she was Jesus's girlfriend, and
and they made her out to be.
Yeah, the apostles are kind of dickheads in it, and they're so
jealous.
Like, man, jealous as fuck. They're like, man, how come you're hanging out with her so much? You don't like your boys as much as your girl? And
no, she can do stuff to me.
Yeah, which is basically what Jesus. Jesus like, no, she understands me more than any of you.
Oh, I bet.
Is there any insinuation? And by the way, wasn't the one, I forget what that one like there was some movie or book about it, the idea that Jesus had a girlfriend and stuff like that, right? Code? Yes, yeah, there we go. Yep. But like, is there actual, as far as you know, I know you're not necessarily a Christian Bible expert, but you have looked into this somewhat for this and you're talking about this. Did he have like a girlfriend? Do they think like legit? Do they think he had a girlfriend? Or
see, and this is where you get into the Gnostic, the apocryphal, all of these texts that are on the side, based on everything inside of the Bible that you know, which comes from the Council of Nicaea, which was essentially a council between like the Catholic Church and the Roman government.
Gotcha.
Then that would be no. But if you bring in the apocryphal books, the Gospel of Mary makes it pretty clear they were in a relation.
I wonder if they were going like slow and steady, holding hands. You know what I mean? Or
I don't know.
I mean, he didn't.
His feet pretty good.
But he didn't get married, and so did he have premarital intercourse? I mean, did he get a hand job or something?
I don't believe I don't believe Jesus ever says you have to have sex within marriage.
Okay.
That is strictly an Old Testament God situation.
Which is just a bunch of like old.
And Peter, I think Peter
men
said that too. We'll get into.
Could you imagine if you think about it, like at this time, his followers. I mean, once he gets to the point where he has apostles or whatever and followers, like their thought is that he's the savior, like he's God's child. And at one point, getting the hand job or a blow job, and he's like, That's right. You know what I mean? I'm here for you.
You know that like your dad was always watching you too. Like he's seen.
That's a good point. He's omnipotent.
Yeah. Would that affect him? And like he'd be like, "Oh, this doesn't happen to me all the time." But like, my God, but Dad's watching me.
I think he'd be like, "Dude, Dad gave me these parts. Like sex is a divine thing. Yeah, like Jesus is getting a handy."
So
did the Lord go up there and go
high-fiving God when he?
That's what I was gonna say. Was there a "That's my boy" situation going on in the clouds?
Okay, so
that's hilarious, Eric.
I wanted to start it this week with the infancy gospel of Thomas because we were talking about it, and honestly, I feel really good about all 3 of these. All 3 of these are banging.
Okay.
Even if you came in tuning in for the first one, stick around for the other 2. They're also gonna be good.
And again, these are essentially like some stories that just didn't make it into the final
Bible,
cut.
or are they in? They just took them out.
Okay, so originally you had a ton of, in the first couple hundred years after Jesus supposedly lived, you have all these different Christian sects that all have different Bibles.
Gotcha.
They all have different books inside of those. So like you might the Bible that you're familiar with was popular at the time, but like let's say you went to church or something like that at a regular church, you have like some Gnostic coming up to you afterwards being like, "Hey, like you want to go a little deeper?" Like,
You know what's so weird about that, like in a way, like because it's one thing to even talk about, and I'm so sorry, I know you have these things, but these are just very talkable subjects to me. It's so interesting to me, like in the sense that like, yes, there's history books, and even us these days, we sit there, we go back to some history. man, even Civil War, even, World War II, you don't know things for sure. And these are way, way back, right? And like, you're talking like Jesus lived, whatever, and he dies. And even like a few hundred years after, think how, there was no printing press and there was no fucking, news to get out there. So it's just word of mouth. And it's like this. So imagine you'd be in just some little village at one point, just kind of believe it. Like some guy comes up one day and kind of goes, yeah, there was this dude. He was here, about 100 years ago. And he turns out he's the son of the guy who created all this shit. And here's a book about him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
and we have scrolls back at the temple, and you probably can't read, but we'll tell you about this.
Yep. Well, yeah. Well, no, we don't want you to be able to read, obviously.
That's more later on. Like that's a real Inquisition sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
anyway, it just always fascinates me.
It was influenced by their own opinion.
Oh, of course it was. Of course it was.
The telephone story of Jesus, like
if anybody tells a story,
like, wouldn't you love to go back though? Like, even if you're not religious, wouldn't you love to go back to like 50 years after he died, right, or something, and like just walk around and like see what people were saying? It just would be so interesting to me, even if you don't like believe that it is what it is. It just would be really bizarre to see how like different little cities you'd walk into, what they would think about stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, so continue. I'm so sorry, but continue.
No, you're good. You're good. I want to get started on this because I want to get to all three of these.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know. Okay. So the infancy gospel of Thomas, it starts out with him like he's 5 years old and he's basically Jesus is.
Okay.
Yes.
Little baby Jesus.
Little baby Jesus.
Little toddler Jesus.
I couldn't help it. I can't help it.
Little toddler Jesus.
Yeah, little kindergarten Jesus.
Little crazy ass.
Learning his A's and B's.
Yeah, A's and B's. Where the blocks go.
Did he go to school? Did he go to regular school? I don't know they didn't have school how we have it. I know they didn't have school how we have it back then, but
he had a trade. He was an apprentice, right? Like
he was a carpenter, but would they have gone back then? Would they have still gone to like kind of, or would it have just been all homeschool?
There wasn't public school in Rome.
Yeah,
so
I knew that.
Like that, it would be more so like actually within this story.
Would he go to Bible study?
Like 3 different teachers. Yeah, right. No, no, he did not. He didn't time travel, as far as I know. But,
okay. Anyway, go ahead.
He would have studied the Torah. He would have.
Yeah, because he would have been Jewish, right?
Done a Bible study sort of thing.
Would he have been Jewish, or I mean, he would have been
Jewish. He was.
Yeah,
Jewish,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, so you have like rich kids got to have tutors and stuff like that. Jesus gets them within this story because he's special,
right?
But so. He's like pouring water into dirt and essentially making these clay birds and then turning them into real birds and having them fly.
What?
Wow, really? So like as a 5-year-old, that's in the story, if we're just to believe the story.
And people aren't just like, I mean, at least there's not like scientists back then who were just going to take him off into like a black ops site and like get rid of him.
Well, by the way, I love this.
Back then it's like, oh no, it's a miracle
or be
child.
Like, can you make fighter jets? Like,
and the other thing is, by the way, like in the 1800s, we're sitting over here in America dealing with witches, and seriously, like women are just like, "Mama, they're a witch." No proof of anything, nothing whatsoever.
Yeah,
here you're talking.
Get burned to the stake.
Here you're talking way before that, and this little baby's just turning dirt into birds, and you're like, "Yep, looks good."
Yes, okay.
Well, okay.
It seems like it's God's son.
Well, he's a boy, so I guess he can't. He's okay.
Pound's not going to be thrilled about it because then he's doing it on the Sabbath. Because,
gotcha.
Like, which is kind of like a nice little like, that Jewish law don't matter anymore. I'll do it on the Sabbath, right?
What a rebel.
Yeah, right. It's like.
Magical little rebel, dude.
And so this kid's like, you can't do that. It's the Sabbath, and so he smashes all of.
That's what he's worried about. Is that he's doing it on the Sabbath, not turning these clay things into
creating birds from clay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
all. God. Like
yeah. It's just like. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say now, if you get into that though, I always wonder. You have all these stories from the past. Are they just made up? Or was everything just way more magical back then? And it was like, dude, like, this is just, that's not.
Well, yeah, that guy. Well, then Jesus
That's a
isn't very
question.
special though, right? Because then there's like 50 guys doing clay from birds, right?
Yeah.
Resurrecting people. Doing
I
all
mean,
this stuff.
it would still be crazy because it would still be a lot. I mean, like even that, like we didn't even understand. On one hand, you didn't understand weather patterns. You didn't understand, a lot of modern science and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all that shit could seem like magic. An eclipse has to seem like the world just got dark in the middle of the day.
For
I don't
sure.
fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like if he's creating clay like birds that actually turn into birds, in the world's more magical, shouldn't it just be like other people?
No, because I think that's especially magical.
Oh, okay.
That is so okay.
But
so
wouldn't people be like, still, damn, what are you doing, little kid? We're gonna burn you at the stake.
No.
Or bury your head.
Well, at this point, though, wouldn't there have been? I mean, there was stories that this was like a chosen child. It wasn't right. I mean, he had this.
Not at this point, no.
So
but what about the three wise men?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the sort of. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, there would have been some, up there, right? Like, because he had the three wise men and the whole star and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I hadn't considered that, but that is a good point.
I wonder when it was that, like. God, I don't know. This is also fascinating to me, despite the fact that I'm not really into organized religion. The beginning of these days, and like, it's so fascinating to me. I would love to see how these timelines went, how people react. Like he has the wise men, he's born, and then what happens until he's 5? You know what I mean? Do they sit around a little bit and go, okay, well, we'll wait till he's older before we start telling him his story here,
or the next day he was also doing magical shit? Does the Bible thing just tell like main big things that he did is?
And like, was the dad just in the field the next day?
It's like several big events.
Okay.
And how really well did his dad handle the quote unquote virgin situation? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, was he really just like, yep, checks out?
There's another book too. I'm trying to remember. I think it's the Gospel of Philip. It's one of those. Says that he was 90 years old too, Joseph.
Right.
So make of that what you will.
Oh, I know. I mean, didn't Noah live to like or Moses?
Like, yeah, you probably are immaculate. Like God did it, right?
Yeah, but Mary's like 14.
Oh God.
Yeah,
well, it wasn't Moses. Didn't Moses live to like 500 or something, or I don't know, some crazy like all? I don't know if they had.
He just did believe it because he couldn't. He's shooting blanks.
Yeah, and not in this time period. Like 90 would have been really old. That whole idea is like your early Genesis time.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. We keep. I know.
So
go ahead.
He's has dementia and just didn't even know what was going on.
No, they make a point of being like, nah, he was virile. His mind was working.
I mean, he had to because he taught his kid how to do carpentry. So
right.
There's got to be some,
you shouldn't
like,
be doing
awareness
carpentry
there.
at 90.
Not at 90. Well, back then, like, didn't people live longer according to the Bible?
Not back then. That's what I'm saying. It's like it would have been like that's like Genesis. Like you're going back. Like
now we're at the time where we're more normal
time.
Yes,
stuff like
exactly.
That. Okay.
In fact, Noah would be the kind of cutting off point where
it ends.
Where it ends. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the kid smashes up his stuff. Jesus gets mad and turns him into a tree, which is what like the drawing for this week was about. That's what I mentioned last week.
Right.
So, kid smashes the clay or the actual birds?
The little pools he's making the birds in. He's got like little water and mud.
Does he keep him that way forever? Is he just permanently a tree now?
No.
Does it say like that he's a tree in the sense that he's just a tree, or does he have like a face? You know, there's something.
In the tree, can he talk?
No, I think he just flat out turned him into a. I don't even think it's a Han Solo and like carbonite sort of situation. Right. I think it's just straight up. Like,
do they insinuate at all that the like, little Jesus knew he was? Knew he was doing this? Like,
he's 5 though. He's 5.
So he's a little kid. Like, hey, I can do this. So hey, stop messing with my poles.
Stop messing with my stuff. Tree.
Exactly. Because then immediately later on, kid bumps into Jesus running, and Jesus curses him, and the kid dies.
What? The same kid?
No, different kid.
What is his dad?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, just turning kids into trees and killing kids?
Yeah.
You know what I just thought about, by the way?
He killed a kid.
It just hit.
We'll wrap it around. The
Jesus
thing is, he'll
kill the kid.
The thing is, he will reverse all.
Kills a kid.
It just hit me, by the way. It just hit me, and this is so not technically anything to do with this, but it just hit me. You know how he'll have those for a kid if they have a gay they have a gay dads. And they're like, I have 2 dads. Jesus could have had a thing that said, I have 2 dads, right? Like,
I mean, kind of.
I mean, really, no.
He would have been more accepted than in most of U.S. history. Those Romans and Greeks,
they were okay with some gayness.
They loved the gay
fucking dudes in the ass.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Yeah. They were open to it.
Hole's a hole.
Yep. I mean, he had 2 dads and a mom. That could be a sitcom. I feel like.
Well, he was also his own dad and his own dad, I guess, because he was the same person. Anyway, go ahead.
So the town. This is all very complicated, but the whole his dad situation, if you buy into these Gnostic Gospels, it's a little different than that. But anyways, so the town ends up talking to Joseph. They're like, you gotta do something about it. He's fucking up all our kids. He's killing bodies.
They have to have a talk with him.
Yeah. Could you stop Jesus from casting spells on our
When and where did they do? You know what I mean? When and where did they all have like a little meeting and then say, okay, someone's got to talk to Joseph about this dude. My kid's a tree. So-and-so's kids just drop dead. And so what was he hammering away at some carpentry? And yo, Joseph, gotta talk about your son over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What? Because he's 90. He can't hear shit.
Yeah, what? Actually, I'm pretty sure your kid deserved it.
So then keep in mind, Jesus is still 5 at this point. So Joseph tries to talk to him, and he goes, they would speak ill and gossip about a 5-year-old. They are blinded by their ignorance, and therefore shall be blinded upon this earth. And he blinds all the people complaining about it.
And we think we're bad these days, dude. It's just it just shows you humans are humans, whether it was 3,000 years ago or today. Like, you know what I mean? Just a dad
Jesus
who's
blinds him, right?
Jesus blinds.
Jesus at 5 years old, like, don't complaining.
Yes.
Like, you cannot see anything.
And then so some arrogant teacher comes in from out of town, and he's like,
this guy,
your kid's powerful, but he's stupid, and I'm gonna teach him like
I'm gonna roll up these sleeves and I'm gonna show him what's up.
Yeah, I also make clay birds.
Right, and teach this godchild, like...
Yeah, what's what?
Nice job, God, by the way. You want to step in here, buddy? At some point, like, you know what the plan is.
Stop turning children to stuff.
Yeah,
like, dude,
not cool, bro.
You got some bigger plans, my man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's a very...
You're going to need some of these people.
God, in this case, I feel like he's a very absent father. Like, he went and got the cigarettes, and he's out.
Right.
Like,
I mean, what is he doing?
Like, you got to figure it out, bro. Like, you're essentially, like, dying for our sins.
Yes.
So, like, he can't really have influence by God other than his own abilities,
and
right?
like the Old Testament, God's got no problem with people dying.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Horribly.
Which, by the way, I don't know what happens to those people that die. I've always never understood what happens to anyone that died before Jesus was on the cross, because he didn't die for their sins and none of them were perfect. So they all just went to hell. Like, are they sitting in hell going like, yo, really? He wasn't even born yet. Come on. I couldn't even believe yet.
Wouldn't it be all Pat? Well, I guess you'd still be in hell until Jesus was born, right?
Well, and see, this is one reason I do think that the Bible as it exists is incomplete, is because you have stupid questions like this.
Because if Jesus died,
stupid.
You're in hell until he dies. And then you get released.
But you weren't even able. But if you're in hell until he's born, you weren't able to like seek forgiveness. So you're just stuck in hell. What if you died a year?
This is when you got the dumb Bible. That's the problem.
Gotcha. Because I was gonna say, what if you
actually factor it, like, because with the Gnostic text and everything, it'd be more
it will get into some of this shit.
In a new age and shit. It's
gotcha.
not really about that.
Well, because imagine what if a guy died like like a few days before Jesus was saved, and he, fuck, I'm in hell forever because I didn't ask for forgiveness.
Right.
Yeah, right.
What a son of a bitch.
So that teacher tries to teach him the alphabet, and like Jesus just like knows it way better than him, and is just
because
like,
he's fucking Jesus.
Because he created it.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Or his dad did.
Speaking the words with such power, he causes this guy to just have like a mental breakdown.
Really?
Yeah. Just be like, get this fucking kid out of here. I can't. He's too much for me.
This is hilarious. I wonder, like, when this was...
Make a movie about this shit.
Right.
I want to see a little kid just, like, owning adults.
Right.
It's like mad shit and turning kids to stuff. Killing them on touch, on command, whatever. Why is he able? All this stuff he can do, man. I didn't even know he could kill people. I mean, it makes sense. He's walking on water.
I mean,
stuff,
right.
And so the guy's like, I don't know if this kid, he's a god or an angel, but like, he's not from this world. And Jesus is like, okay, finally somebody gets it. And he reverses everything he's done.
Really?
Jesus?
Yeah.
So maybe that was just
guy had to get it for the kids not to die.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he probably reversed that shit, right?
I think he just needed somebody to be like, hey, like, holy shit, like, you're special or something. I don't know.
Just shows you, even God's son.
Little bastard.
He's 5.
He's 5 trying to get that much attention so that he can non-kill children.
Have you ever met a 5-year-old? They're giant attention.
Yes, that's accurate.
For sure.
Tell me I'm special and then poof out.
Look what imagine a little Jesus, because kids are always like, hey, look what I'm going to do. And they just fucking like twirl around on the ground. So that was little Jesus, except he was just doing way crazier shit.
Yeah, when he twirled around, kids turned to fucking trees.
Yeah, it turned into a tree. I saw.
And see him fail at doing a cartwheel.
I would too. Exactly. But you know what though? I bet, see, for Jesus, though, we're all the same. So I bet his dad, Joseph, was like, yeah, tree, I got it.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. Dude.
It's just a Tuesday.
These sheep aren't going to shorten themselves.
Yeah. How about you actually, like, turn that kid into a helper?
How about you turn our house into better than a hut? Like, can we fucking living on dirt over here?
Food out of nothing? Like,
sitting here on
And
useful.
he will. He's gonna
sitting here on dirt floors over here.
He's gonna bring back some of the classics. He's gonna do some of the. But okay, so
the best ofs.
Classic Jesus.
Classic Jesus. Yeah, 5 loaves of bread. Here's 50.
Yeah.
Bam.
Playing the hit.
Yeah.
Like Emerald.
Yeah. So
does this stuff ever suggest anything other than like he's straight doing magic? Like maybe he like understands how shit works better than people and can do that stuff like scientifically, or is it like just he has magic powers?
He has magic powers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I am pretty flat out. Like, because he's played with this kid named Zeno. Who
Zeno?
Yeah.
What up, Zeno?
What up, Zeno? And so. The kid falls off of this roof and he dies, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, Jesus is killing kids again," or whatever.
Right, he's back at it.
We gotta worry.
And he's like, "I didn't kill him," and the parents are like, "You're lying." And so he raises the kid up, and he asks the kid, he goes, "Did I kill you?" And the kid's like, "No, I fell." And he's like, "Okay, go back to sleep."
Oh!
Imagine me, the parents.
What a fucking prick.
Wow. Well, he proved himself right, though.
God.
I wonder what the parents' reaction to this was.
Right.
They're just like, well,
hey, did I kill you?
Oh, fair's fair. He didn't do it.
Yeah, fair is fair. That's what I'm saying. And like, I'll give you.
Like, wait, Jesus, don't put him back to sleep.
You're right. Let me ask him something else.
Yeah, like, get out of here. Let's go.
Right.
Before he fucking unresurrects.
Why? Dude, I know he's. Yeah, hilarious, dude. This is awesome. I love this.
Baby Jesus, man. That's horrific. That's worse than if he just died and Jesus got accused of it. He could just like, no, everybody forget.
Yeah.
And instead,
right, he could have just
like,
freaking.
Would you like to be horrified for a second, parents?
He could have just Men in Black them. You know what I mean? Like, why is he even? Like,
that's what he could have done.
That is true.
He chose to horrify everyone to prove a point. I feel like he glared at him after and just left.
Point proven.
I wonder if Jesus ever, at one point when he's a baby would have, but I wonder like when the oldest period of that he like wet his pants was or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Jesus, jeez, Christ.
Right, like, dude, like, come on. I know you know better than to. Did you really have to turn 1 urine into 50?
Yeah, are you walking on your urine again? Stop doing that.
What if too, like, does this mean, by the way, his parents would, at one point in his parents, were they the first people ever to say, Jesus Christ? You know what I mean? Or was it like, you
little bastard?
Okay, so, yeah, basically from like 5 to 8, he's performing. He fixes a broken water vessel. Joseph's working on a building.
Water vessel.
Yeah, like the town
ship?
like a vessel to hold water.
Oh, okay.
It's leaking. Joseph has a board that's too long for his carpentry, and Jesus is like, here, like, let me fix it. Like,
I feel like
he's killing kids and shit, but like,
yeah.
this is all he
he had a saw. I feel like that thing is embellishing the hell out of that whole thing. He can
do all this other shit, like put these kids into trees and shit. All he's doing for his dad is like, oh, that board's a little longer now. There you go.
That's what he's got to do.
Dude, you can't.
Like, why not?
Like, there are people dying every day from like starvation. Little Jesus, give us food. Like,
well, why not even like create like a bucket system?
Food too.
Why not create a bucket system where like the bucket just comes to him? Why is it just like, oh, there's a hole in there? Huh? I'll fix it for you.
Yeah. No, it's gonna rain right in my well every day.
Right.
A cloud's gonna come over under your well.
Thing. I command the elements. I am Jesus.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this one up real quick so we can get to the next one. So basically, Jesus gets a second teacher who makes the mistake of hitting him. And he just immediately kills
oh boy,
he's dead.
Yeah, that's not good.
He is a murderer.
Oh yeah.
Gee.
But
who is this arrogant prick, by the way, that like steps in and they're like, the last guy that taught this kid sent him into a like
lost
literally
his mind.
Lost his mind and said that guy's not a human or whatever. Guys, I'm getting a call from I'm getting a call from Scam Likely. You can't. Should I pick this up? I'm not kidding. I like that sometimes they let up.
I bet you it is.
I bet it is too. But it might be a hot chick, so I better pick it up just in case. Go ahead.
If it is a hot chick, I'm just more convinced it's a scam.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so you get that. Then he gets a third teacher, and the third teacher's like, hey, like, you're actually really special, and I'm going to teach you right. He goes, all right, I'll raise up the second teacher.
He needs to stop just killing people. Is he just deciding whether people are deserving or not, depending on if the teacher's nice or not?
I mean, he fixed everything he did.
Yeah.
So it's just like
the trauma of those parents that he brought that child back and laid him back. He did not fix that.
That is the one exception.
He left that little memory stick.
This is all very, very interesting to me.
Yeah, dude.
So anyway, it connects to he's 12 and the story about his parents.
Okay, so now he's a preteen.
Leaving him at the temple and him being like, you didn't know I was in the house of my father. Like,
yeah.
Blah, blah, like, so connects into that. Boom. End of the story.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So this second one, okay, I kind of wanted to put together a Genesis story from several different sources because there's a ton of good shit in here that is not included in the original Genesis, but it's kind of spread out between a couple of different stories. So you got the Sacred Book of John, you got the Revelation of Adam, and you got a couple of Jewish Kabbalistic texts, and I've kind of just mashed them all together into one story.
Okay.
And Genesis was the very first book, right?
The same story. It's just different versions.
More or less. Some include things that other things don't have. I'm really including the Kabbalistic text because I want to talk about Lilith, and Lilith doesn't show up in the Gnostic.
Gotcha.
Story. So basically, like the idea behind the Gnostic version, I've been really trying to figure out a way to simplify this because I feel like one reason people don't know these stories is because they're actually super fucking complicated.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to do today is kind of like, I wish when I was first looking into this stuff that I had been able to find a source that's just like, hey, here's the fun story, and you can look into it deeper.
Right.
That's kind of the way I try to put this together. So, okay, you have like this ineffable, nameless being who he's not the Old Testament God. He's above the Old Testament God.
Okay.
Yod-Heh Vav-Heh, which is kind of, Yahweh is the name of the Old Testament God, but that's a whole separate thing. But basically, he's this singular being that, like, the whole world works on duality, like hot and cold. You only know what something is based on its opposite. Like, you only know what kindness is because you've experienced
like hatred.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
And this thing transcends all of that. This thing has no duality to it. That's the whole concept behind it. And he creates all of these. He decides he doesn't want to be alone. So he splits his energy into two beings. And one's male and one is female. And creates the first duality. So you have that. And then those things go, we want to make things. And so you have this just constant progression downward.
Can't they just be happy?
Savage.
No, now we gotta create shit.
We all want, we all want. We don't want to be lonely.
This is definitely the perspective of 3 single guys without
We don't want to be lonely.
I know.
Put yourself.
I know, dude. 3 people who have no concept of the idea. Like,
I relate.
Right. These goddamn people always want kids. It's selfish. And I don't like it.
I'm not a fan.
Don't they want to go out to the movies anytime they want?
So you're creating this downwards. It's just male and female, splitting into male and female, male and female. Right. Then you hit Sophia, and Sophia basically decides she wants to make something without her male counterpart.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, it's like girl boss shit.
Yeah.
Girl boss shit. I'm pregnant.
Right. Well, and so she creates this being without the other half of her, which is the Old Testament God, according to them. And his name in all these books is Yaldabaoth. And he is like this weird, twisted being that got created that was not supposed to be made.
Now, is all this stuff post like Adam and Eve, or is it just a story, or
this is pre-Adam and Eve?
Pre-Adam and Eve. Okay. Yeah. But post like God creating the planet?
Yeah,
like the 7 days
or before that.
Well, because this is what I'm getting to is
okay.
The Old Testament God is Yaldabaoth. He is this twisted being created by Sophia.
Gotcha.
So everything, which is kind of a good way of reconciling the fact that the Old Testament God's a giant dickhead and his actions don't make any sense for like a loving God.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Gnostics kind of took that and they were like, oh yeah, that's because he is the villain of the story, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Satan is as well, but Satan is an emanation of Yaldabaoth, and everything that comes from him is also broken and twisted.
Okay.
And not right. We got through the deepest metaphysical part. So if you followed me on that, everything after here gets a little bit easier. So, Yaldabaoth creates the angels and the demons beneath him. And Sophia hides him away in the material world. So he's off just making Earth, and they're hiding it from the gods. And eventually she sees what he's done, and she's like, fuck, I gotta tell somebody. So she goes up.
Yeah, like, oh shit, he made it.
Shit, this gets it's getting a little crazy.
Yeah, I think make a son? What is these season things, dude?
I think I gotta fucking imagine. It's like I think I gotta fucking do something about this. Like, I don't know.
Gotta go tell the boss.
Yeah, he made sharks. Fuck.
Yeah.
Cancer? What's up with cancer, bro?
Yeah. Right.
We were all having a good time. So Sophia goes and tells her superiors, and they're like, all right, well, he already exists, so like let's keep an eye on him and see what he does. And
I'm bored.
See something, say something. Bored. I mean,
all her superiors are just bored as shit.
Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, seems all right.
Give me a few quarterly updates.
What the fuck's an emu? Like, I'm gonna check this out.
Right. So Yaldabaoth and his spirits, they create humans, but they can't get the humans to animate, basically, like because the angels and the demons below him create the humans at first. So they go to Yaldabaoth. They're like, we can't get these things to animate. Yaldabaoth breathes his essence, which is both his and Sophia's essence.
Yeah,
which makes us like good and bad, like that kind.
Gotcha.
And the problem is that Adam is actually like way smarter and more capable than Yaldabaoth and any of the spirits beneath him, because he can mess with the material universe. They created this human out of clay.
Right. Okay.
So nobody dies at this point. So it's just like, oh, okay, yeah. What are we going to do? He's more powerful than us. So then they create the idea of death within humans to kind of reset us.
Those sons of bitches.
Right.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
And we're still dealing with it today.
Stargazing, but whatever.
Yeah. Yes. I've told you before. I want to use this for that.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. So, basically they're like, fuck, well, we got to do something. We'll give him the concept of death, and we'll put him in this little cage and call it paradise, is basically the idea.
Okay.
And we'll keep an eye on Adam now. So then Adam gets bored there, and Adam wants a wife, and they create, and this is where Lilith comes in.
But like, how does he know he wants a wife? You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah,
because they all want to split. They all want someone to hang out with. They're all lonely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you think about how the spirits all wanted these male and female.
Now at this point, Adam, like you said, Adam is is a human, right? Like he's on this human life, and he eventually wants a wife.
Though, right? Like he's clay, like you were saying.
Yeah, they've started messing with the idea of mortality at this point. It'd still be like you live thousands of years.
Would he be getting
like, we need to cage him? We need to put him in.
Yeah, I feel like the nail in the coffin is probably the tree of knowledge, right?
Yes.
Like
so before though they've created this wife, and he's in this like he's the only human, and he's better than these, actually more powerful than these guys, right? But like. Yeah. Like I mean, is he getting sexually aroused before he knows?
He's fucking all these animals.
Ooh. You know I bet he's fucking so many animals. He's got to be
because they're all docile.
He wouldn't just be
according to the Bible, like he wouldn't aggressive and hurting each other.
Yeah, he wouldn't just be sitting there, right? Like he would.
Or maybe he's a better man than us and cannot.
Or is he asexual? Like I wonder if he doesn't get sexual.
Maybe he's like a Ken doll down there till they give him a.
No, I'm pretty sure he's sexual. I'm pretty sure he's sexual, and I'm pretty sure what you're saying makes sense because I know I bring it up a lot. But you leave a farmer alone with some sheep for a year, and what happens?
They're gonna fuck him eventually.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so he's got to be like, what is this? I gotta fucking stick this in something.
Well, why would you have that unless you had a counterpart?
Because he's the male form. So
but I wonder, like my thing.
Okay.
Yes.
So my question would be though, if he doesn't even have the female though, how is he even like getting sexually aroused? Like, is he just getting boners? And so he's like, well,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, how does a fucking farmer get sexually aroused by a sheep?
I see that. The thing is, I don't think that they do. They've like in their life they've lived though, and they know what sex is. This guy he's the only human on the planet. You know, there's no females. So does he? It's almost like
sex, right?
No, I didn't know what sex was, and I figured out I could jerk off at like 10.
But didn't you still like you saw girls though, right? Like, or you saw stimuli. Like, I wonder without no girls ever being there yet, I wonder if he would even have the like. Anyway,
I mean, yeah, morning boners. What is a morning boner?
That's true. That's true.
Like, but is that still?
You've never gotten an erection, especially as a kid or a teenager, and been like, I don't even fucking know why I have this right now.
So, but if they're a reflection, is it like the gods have penis and vaginas? Like, is that that's happening?
No.
Why did they create the penis without it being a reproductive organ?
I mean, you need something to pee out of. You need.
Do you?
I mean, they're creating it. Why?
I don't know. I don't know how that
and works. The thing is with all of that, with spirits and with everything. I mean, like literally, this is getting kind of deep into like magic philosophy and stuff. But like
also, Scott, you realize that we're being kind of assholes, right? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? We're not.
Yes,
you're not.
These are ridiculous questions to ponder with the story that you're telling us.
But I'm just saying, hypothetically, wands and cups, water and fire, that penis vagina thing always fucking exists.
Then my answer would be that he's fucking animals until a chick comes along.
Hands down.
Oh, he's definitely fucking.
And I would say it wouldn't be wrong at that point.
He's fucking.
Do you think it would be wrong at that point then? I don't think it would be. In this instance, I think it's okay.
Because there's no wrong. What is wrong?
Yeah.
There's no right and wrong. It's before he ate the tree of knowledge to know that shit.
Right.
Okay, so he says, I want a wife. And the first thing they create.
Oh, get a girlfriend first, dude. By the way, wife right away. Jesus Christ.
Right up.
I mean, we're gonna get into Adam's ex right now.
Awesome.
Wait, they create Lilith first?
Yes, they create Lilith.
Okay.
First.
Awesome.
She is too headstrong. They start fucking, and she wants to be on top. And he's like, "Get this woman out of here."
He wants her off.
Sheep
Wait a minute, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Why wouldn't you want her on top?
Yeah,
that's like, dude, you're just
I
laying there.
do
It's like see them titties bouncing and shit. Like, you don't have to do much work.
Absolutely no cowboy. I'm missionary or like that.
A boss.
Or doggy,
wow, dude, what a
or doggy. It's just I gotta be on top.
Yeah. Okay.
So
what the fuck?
And that's where it all started, by the way. Fucking male
Being
egos. This is where it all. Right.
Being a dick.
Yeah.
We've been assholes since the beginning.
Yeah. It's a weird thing because honestly,
girls want to get on top. Kick her out of fucking.
Jesus Christ! I've never kicked a girl off that wanted to be on top.
No, it's.
I highly encourage it.
Yeah, if you did ever want to be on top, I'd be like, "What is this? Why are you so boring about sex? This is a very basic thing."
Yeah,
right.
I want to be fucking my couch all the time.
Right. So
sitting there.
By the way, also nice.
I only like how your titties look when they're flat against your chest.
Yeah,
I don't like seeing them on top of me.
The other thing, by the way, dude, fucking crazy. There's nobody else even there.
These fucking animals.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. He was just fucking sheep and shit. They finally give him one. And he's like, she only wants it on top. Can we get one?
She only wants it on top.
She only wants it on top. She just wants to change it up.
Yeah.
Oh, so she just actually like
good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't want that. Yeah. She likes it.
But it's not even. Hey, Adam, you need to eat my pussy. It's hey, Adam, like fucking just get on top. Let me get on top.
Yeah.
Like
let me ride that dick.
Right. Exactly. Okay, and you guys actually did kind of. You were saying
this is a real instance that they fucked. He got mad. She was on top.
No. He got mad because she wanted
to be on top.
On top, she was too dominant, I guess.
Yeah, so he goes to yell about.
Hey,
like, so.
Not liking this on top thing.
Control, I need somebody more subservient or whatever. And actually,
he created you a human to have sex with. She's never gonna say no.
And she's into it.
And she's into it. And he's like, could she be a little more like willing to just do what I fucking want? Like this is bullshit.
Yeah. Which is like one thing. Which is just like one or two things. Like I just don't. She's doing all these weird positions, like fucking cowboy. I don't know how to deal with this.
She wants to put her.
You're just learning everything about everything. So let things be, dude.
Yeah, for real.
You probably didn't even like blowjobs either.
And you guys kind of hit on like it's funny when you were saying a second ago. Lilith is this figure of female empowerment, like that is. That is a big thing, like with a lot of women who are into magic or whatever. But I have to also point out she is terrifying. And I would never do magic with Lilith.
Gotcha.
But we'll get into that in a second.
She a man killer? She she's scary looking.
Okay, there's a grimoire called Liber Lilith that I have never read because the first thing it says is like if she sees you as unworthy, or if you try to print it or copy it or something like that, she will like make you go insane. Basically.
Wow. Okay.
And the grimoire is a mixture of people of spells to contact her and journal entries of some man losing his mind to the point of like eating his own shit and stuff and everything.
Oh wow.
So yes. Anyways, though, so she gets kicked out of the Garden of Eden.
What did she do? Just walk around then after that?
No waste.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know what this place is. I only know the Garden of Eden. I don't know what the fuck's going on. They send a fake Adam to kill her.
It's a crazy story.
By the way, why did they need to send anything? Why not just fucking poof? You're done.
Or you're poof, you're done. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly how the metaphysics of all
and also this. So they send her out. They're like, you're out of here. Mm-hmm. Why? Like I said, not to be like, why even send her out?
Shit, like they can't really uncreate it.
Yeah, basically. I think.
Okay. So they had to create something to end the creation they made.
Yes, and so that fake Adam comes up to her. She's like, "Oh, hey, it's Adam,"
and he loves it on top. He loves her on top, and they live happily ever after. Is that where this is going?
No, he tries.
It's like really, really.
He tries to strangle Eve.
No, he tries to strangle Lilith.
Okay,
the fake Adam. The evil Adam.
Oh, the evil Adam. Okay.
Didn't they have rocks or some shit? Just put a fucking rock to the head. Strangling.
These are like all-knowing, all-seeing things that can see the future and past. Give him a Glock.
Right. What is this strangling bullshit? Like,
yeah. So,
she seems like a fighter to me, so I don't know that strangling's is going to work that well.
No, and it does not, in fact, because she realizes, she yells stop, and it blows him backwards, and she realizes, like, oh shit, my words have power, which kind of gets into the same idea of like them naming the animals and all that. Like,
gotcha.
A lot of Genesis stuff has to do with words having power.
Okay.
And so she blows him backwards. She escapes, and she's like, well, fuck, maybe I can fly my way back to paradise. And so she gives herself wings with her words.
Oh,
so
wow.
She has like these giant black wings, and she flies to paradise.
It's like a fucking lucid dream she's living. I want to get in on that.
Right. So she flies to paradise, and then she sees Eve, who literally like looks exactly like her.
Oh snap!
And sounds like her at everything. Like it's just a copy of her, but more subservient.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my lord! I'm sure this went well.
So is Lilith gonna be like, eat that fruit? Is she like
the
devil?
No.
Is she the snake?
Sophia actually is the person who comes and gets them to eat the fruit. But so Lilith meets up with Eve. Eve's like, yeah, I don't know. He wanted somebody more subservient. Like, that's what I heard or whatever.
Right. What I heard.
And the angels show up and they're like, you need to get out of here. So she's like, okay, fine. I'm going to go fuck the evil Adam and we'll have evil babies together and I'll be the mother of monsters.
And this was the first episode of Jerry Springer. Crazily enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Jerry Springer's Garden of Eden edition.
She's the mother of monsters.
Yes, that is one term for her, is the mother of monsters.
Ugh.
Because she goes and fucks the evil Adam and just has evil.
Great for evil Adam, though.
You know? Yeah, good for
evil
him.
Adam, I mean, what a win-win, dude. He was sent down to kill this chick, now he's just getting a bunch of sex.
Dead clay man.
I guarantee you evil Adam is way better at fucking than regular.
And by the way,
Adam.
a bunch of sex for the girl that wants it on top.
Yeah. Dude, he's using ropes. He's going.
Evil Adam. Yeah.
Well,
he's really going.
Well, there'd be two things, by the way.
Really getting it.
Yeah.
You'd also know, too, that he was scared off by her, like, just yelling at him no. So he'd probably be like, dude, whatever you want. Yeah, let's fucking do it, man.
Yeah, true.
You want to fucking shove this apple up my butt? It's fine.
Yeah, I might be evil Adam, but I'm still kind of a bitch like he was. So,
except he let.
God, so there was two Adams and essentially two Eves. I know that wasn't the name, but in a way there was.
I did not know that.
So, then Sophia.
So they were like birthing vampires and werewolves and such.
And birthing monsters. Cain is generally considered to be
the wrestler, the WWE. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, sorry, the WWE wrestler.
Probably him too.
Okay,
he's got to have some. It certainly isn't going to be a movie career.
Is Cain like
point.
A giant?
How dare you?
Is he some kind of beast? Does he come like, or is he just a person? Just evil.
He's just the evil person. But then you can get into the whole. I'm going to end up doing another episode on this at some point. We'll get into like the Book of Enoch, which gets deep into the whole Nephilim thing and the giants and all of that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Which comes from Lilith in a lot of ways too. So,
did they create the dinosaurs?
No, the dinosaurs is just a lie by science.
Oh, okay.
That's
perfect.
all. Yeah, that's just science trying to trick you.
If it legit does it in all of your shit, does it? Do they ever come up?
Talk about fucking are those the monsters?
Yeah.
I mean, there's dragons and shit, and giant lizards and beasts and stuff all over the regular Bible.
Right.
As well as
so you think they just existed when people existed?
Yeah, probably.
Just died on. There was no big.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did exist when people existed, like in some form, anyway, like scientifically, because there were like, like the basic. I can't think of what they're called right now, but like the basic starting points of people.
What is
how am I blanking on this word?
No, I know what you're thinking.
It's a very popular word.
Origins? I mean,
mammals?
are you just thinking about
mammals?
No.
Like old humans.
Yeah. How am I not thinking this word right now?
Homo
sapiens. Yeah.
Homo sapiens. Okay.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
So anyway, that happens, and then where did I leave off? Okay, so Sophia comes down, who is remember the mother of Yaldabaoth, the mother of the Old Testament God, comes down, and she decides that she's gonna let human beings know what's going on, which is basically them eating from the tree of life. She comes down in the form of a snake. She gets them to eat the apple. They realize, like, oh shit, like we're like these weird creatures that came from this misformed being and all of that.
God, dude, so bizarre.
Yeah.
But very interesting. Very interesting to me, though. I will say, whether, even if it's not true, like in any capacity, just hearing some of this stuff is very, I find it very fascinating, truth or not.
Also around this time, the Archons, which are like more or less the demons of created by Yaldabaoth, try to rape Eve, and she leaves them her body and escapes into a tree.
What is up with people
that other
going
guy?
into trees?
Right.
Yeah, for real.
I don't understand it. But
good for her, though.
Yeah.
So by the way, these guys, they think they're raping her. They're just like going to town. Really, so it's just a dead body. So they're really raping a dead body.
Yeah, they're raping a dead body, and she's watching from a tree.
Oh,
that's gonna require a therapist, I would imagine.
Yeah, you're gonna have to poof one in.
You're gonna want to talk that one out with somebody at some point.
Yeah, I think it's time to
or
team
Sophia,
up.
I guess, right?
Or time to team up with Lilith and just start like wasting these crates.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So she's just in a tree now?
No, she goes back to her body afterwards.
Wow, must be nice.
That doesn't feel great, I bet.
No. Yeah. So.
Ugh.
Yeah. Not great.
Yeah.
So then Yaldabaoth gets mad about Sophia telling them about all of this, and then he creates a flood. Which is like where you get the whole flood story and all of that.
Like the actual flood was like Noah, or just another flood?
Yes.
Really?
Was Noah alive at the time?
Yes, and Sophia goes to Noah and is like,
okay, so some of this stuff is so then when I say some of the stuff that you're saying, then
the good God.
It's been going for years. Then this is not something, because if you're getting to Noah's age, where that means that some of these people have been existing for quite a while. I'd imagine.
Yeah. And meanwhile, like I said, Lilith is having giants and Cain with evil Adam and all of that shit.
Must have been a nutso place around there at that time.
Yeah, dude. Just insanely like wild.
Like the day-to-day people's lives must have been crazy.
Right. And then
like one day you're just chopping wood or something, or you're out towing the hoe in the yard, and it's like, what's that fucking thing? Whatever.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Lilith, flying by with your black wings.
Black wings. Right.
I'm good. Please don't touch me.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Adam, I saw your ex.
Right.
Yeah,
she's with that other dude
saying,
now.
Like, become a bunch of things, and she looked like a wild monster when she flew by.
I wonder if other people later in life will be like, "Yo, Adam, I heard you don't like girls on top." What? Jesus Christ!
Right.
Times, bro.
Yeah. Wait till you find out about blowjobs.
Yeah.
they're all way ahead of him. He's still just, this is it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's missionary or bust, bro.
So, then the flood. Noah and his descendants are still alive because Sophia saved him. And Yaldabaoth is like, you know what? Fuck this.
Some people survived the flood. What?
Right.
Thought the whole world shut down.
This. Yeah. We're in regular Bible territory now, Eric.
Okay.
Just regular old Bible territory. Some people survived outside of the ark?
No.
Okay.
No, but Noah and his descendants, yes. And then Yaldabaoth is like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm making everybody live till like 80 now. Just gonna really kneecap them.
So this is where this is the explanation of why people were living to 500 and now boom, 80.
Until like the Dark Ages, when it was like 35 or 40 was like the main.
Man, he must be pissed at us now.
Yeah, right.
Science.
So, okay.
Science.
Now this one's a short one. I just want to get to this last one. Actually, I'm kind of glad at where the time is at, because like this Gospel of Judas is pretty basic, but still worth telling. Because I love what it does. First of all, the Gospel of Judas did not. We didn't have most of these texts. We knew they existed, but we didn't have most of them until like the late 1800s.
Okay.
a guy in Egypt actually just
discovered like the lost scrolls or some shit, right? Or
the Dead Sea Scrolls are
the Dead Sea Scrolls. Yeah,
they were also discovered in Egypt though, because of its climate and shit. That's like where you find all the good stuff.
Yeah, because it can just stay together much better and longer.
Exactly. You're mummifying the paper.
Yeah,
right. Totally.
So he finds this and he doesn't know what it is, and he brings it home, and his wife starts using it like for fire, like, and destroyed a bunch of it. So we don't even know what else.
What is that your solution, by the way? He's over in Egypt digging up some shit. No, who cares if you don't know what it is? He just comes home, sets it down on the door, let me take a shower, and then it's like,
fuck you, lady.
I don't know what the fuck this shit is, but you've been gone for 7 months. I'm burning it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably just old magazines or something.
Yeah, this loser, he doesn't bring anything of wealth.
What do I fucking want this shit for? Go in the fire.
Right. So the Gospel of Judas may have been in there. We don't know, but
right.
It ended up
plus some treasure map. I'm sure a big treasure map could have been there, like where the actual fucking thing that Indiana Jones was looking for.
Right, the Fountain of Youth, the Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
Just treasure maps like crazy.
Those are the things she burned. The secret to the secret to living forever, and like whether God's really.
It's in her fireplace.
Or something that like proves for real legit that God's real. Like if we read it today, we'd be like, yep. Totally legit. We'd all just agree. She
provided like 30 seconds of heat.
Right.
Like paper doesn't even burn good.
No,
right.
The start
old dry dude, he comes back from Egypt searching and shit, and she burns some of it. Just like, hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, he lived in Egypt. He was just like some fucking desert farm.
Oh, okay. I for some reason I had this assumption that he like came back to America or something, or okay.
And then he walked in the door like, I found some kindling, like. But so anyway, like the Gospel of Judas got discovered like recently, like in the 1960s.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's nuts.
And for a long time they didn't even know what it was. Like it got sold to some collector who thought it was just like some old book of the Bible, like an original copy or something like that, or an older copy, the original.
Right.
But then at some point, like. The collector showing it to somebody and they're like, holy fuck, this is a gospel from the perspective of Judas. And basically in it, like Jesus is just like at dinner with them, just like laughing in their faces. And they're like, why are you being such a dick, Jesus? Like, what's going on? and he's like, because you don't even understand. You don't understand any of this. Like, you don't.
Yeah, we don't, because we're not like the Son of God. So why don't you explain it to us?
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking Mr. Hipster ass.
Cackling in our faces.
Right.
Fucking hipster motherfucker. You guys don't even fucking know what I know.
You're not woke.
Seriously, yeah.
Well, fucking spill the beans, my man, then. Let us know.
Yeah, our ears are open. Like, what do you got? So he's like, does anybody think they understand this? And like Judas is like,
understand what?
But basically, he's like, you don't even know who you're serving, referring to like Yaldabaoth. And he's like, do you know the name of who you're serving? And Judas stands up, and Judas is like, I know the name, but I'm not worthy to, which is like
right
thing with the whole Yod Hey Vav Hey thing or whatever. So
then
Jesus is like, okay, you actually kind of get it. He pulls him aside. He tells him that whole insane Genesis story I just went over. And then he's like,
while the other house guys just sit there and go, okay, I guess we don't get to know.
Yeah, exactly that.
I would have said, oh yeah, I knew it. The name I didn't want to say.
Me
That's
too.
why
I don't want to say it. Can I get it on this little meet cute?
Right. And then so he says to Judas, he's like, okay, and I need you to do something for me. And he's like, I need you to betray me. I need this thing to happen.
Oh, really? So he did. So there's a time when he actually tells him that this is what needs to happen. That's interesting.
Yeah, which totally changes the whole flavor of this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I mean, it kind of makes sense because it did need to happen.
Yeah,
like, Jesus knew it was coming.
And it's kind of fucked up, like, honestly, on the same level as him raising that kid up and then putting him back down.
Right.
Judas is like, okay, like, but then, like, everybody's gonna hate me. Like,
you'll be fine.
Yeah, it is. He's literally like, yeah, he's like, you're right, everybody will hate you. He's like, well, I give my rewards in heaven. Jesus is like, yeah.
Really? Are you serious? Like,
yeah.
Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Then why am I doing this, asshole? Like,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he's basically like, no, everybody's gonna hate you, and there is no real reward, but I need you to do it.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Holy shit.
Get my little silvers.
Yep. And then it ends with him just heading off to go sell out Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't believe he did it in a way.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's no benefit.
Yeah.
You know what? He
Real
must have in his mind.
dedication.
In his mind, though, he must have been like, he had to say that. This is a test. That's what you would say to yourself.
Oh,
like, he's not.
100%. Yeah. Be like, this is
Right.
a real Abraham and Isaac situation.
Yeah,
I
right,
have to
right.
do it on faith.
Yep. And hopefully it worked out for him.
Yeah.
I hope so,
it
too.
did.
He's not in the pits of hell, just burning.
Well,
forever.
the funny thing is, like, if Jesus,
Concept
if
of
heaven and
paradise.
hell doesn't exist in the way that he believed they exist, and that
Yeah.
Jesus was the Son of God, then it's the worst case scenario. Forget hell. Like, then it's just like he just literally the rest of rest of his life he was just an asshole. No one liked him, and he was just
Like,
died a
hung
lonely
himself
man. Or
after,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
he
Well,
ends up killing himself.
that is some of the Gospels. I believe it's the Gospel of either Mark or Matthew, where he explodes.
What?
Where Judas explodes from grief. That is in the Bible. That is
Gotcha.
in the original Bible.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I've always known the story of him hanging himself.
That's how most of the Gospels tell him it. One of them's like, no, he exploded.
Just combusted.
Yeah, literally like Judas just
Spontaneously
combusted.
combusted.
Sure, why not?
Blew up.
I mean, if you did it,
Sounds good.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Right. Those are fucking great, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Is
Yeah,
that kind of
that's-
where? Oh, so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, no. That's pretty much that's all I had. I definitely do want to return to it at some point and do the Gospel of Mary, which we touched on today. Super interesting.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
The books of Enoch, where it is a just like big time giant land, and you're just doing a bunch of stuff with giants and angels. And then also there's like the Solomonic text, which I also want to get into at some point, which is where like a lot of modern day demon stuff comes from.
Really?
And like it is literally it is Solomon just like fucking with these demons and fighting them and them fighting him, and it's a pretty
Okay.
good
How
story.
weird do these stories? And the thing is, it's so weird to think
Seriously.
about, like when eventually they, when the monks at one point would have started writing these down, or stories around the campfire, I guess, that, you know what I mean, or whatever, however they came to be. It always like I said, I'm not. As far as time travel, I really know that everyone says, "Oh, I'd love to go to time travel," but I really would love to go back and just see what, like, not interact, but just watch these things from afar and see how the stories evolved, and like see someone telling the story and then knowing that that's going to become what it becomes or whatever.
Yeah, and one thing that is interesting too is we don't have a single copy of an original book of the Bible. We don't it's all like translations.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And stuff.
That's
that's
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Good
Saint
shit,
Paul
man.
An
learned
extra
that for
level of
sure.
mystery to it.
Yeah, final thought would be Adam, just let her ride.
Yeah.
I know,
That's
Jesus
what I
Christ.
gotta say.
Big time.
Yeah.
I think that if you're a teacher and hear stories of kid like literally giving a teacher a fucking mind melt and stuff like that, I'm not walking in and going like, oh, I can do it. I got this shit.
Yeah. Yep. Fair enough.
I love these have lessons just like the regular
Exactly.
book of the Bible. Yeah.
Exactly.
Teachers
Exactly.
don't hit your kids, and Adam, like, be a little bit more sexually exploratory.
Yeah.
And right, I get it, but I mean, come on, man. Oh man. So are we gonna I actually have no clue what Tyler was gonna say. I assume
So next week we are going to be, all of us will watch what is it? The Last Action Hero. The movie Last Action.
I don't remember if I is that a real action movie?
It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger 80s movie.
Jesus Christ.
It's one of my favorites.
You
Love this
son of a
movie.
bitch. Making me watch an action movie.
It's fantastic.
It
You'll
is
love
fun.
it.
It is.
You'll have a good
Okay, I'll
time.
see.
I've seen it a long time
Trust. And we're gonna watch that, and then I'll host and review.
I'm sure I'll have lots of notes.
Seen that movie? Check it out anyway, because we're gonna be saying funny shit about it that you didn't even think about. So check that out next week.
All right, sounds good.
Last Action Hero. Watch it if you want to recap it with us.
Yeah, and that should be a really good time. And just one more time, review us, leave us 5 stars, get a prize, get a treat,
get something for free.
Yeah.
Right, all you gotta do is go to iTunes.
Value.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is go to iTunes, review us, give us 5 stars, send a screenshot to our Facebook page, and you'll get one of those, either some lovely drawings from Tyler, or you can learn about your future and or love interest or whatnot, or your financial
tarot reading
futures from Tyler.
Yeah.
Scott.
Check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. We all appreciate it. All the interaction. We actually we do get decent amount of interaction, and every week we appreciate people watching and listening and commenting on stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for all that interaction.
See you next week.
Yep.